What up, what up, what up, what up? I'm Hank McCoy, and this is Hank McCoy News. What's up, everybody? How you doing, man? Hank McCoy News today, man. Just wanted to drop something off real quick with you guys. Hit that like button, just share it, subscribe. All right, I'm gonna get into the story. So, I don't know if anyone's been paying attention to the trials lately, court TV. Um, Henry Dinkins, he was sentenced to two life sentences. I believe it was consecutive, excuse me. So he's never getting out. And the reason why this happened was because he killed his baby's mother's daughter. Okay, so he went to go pick up his son. All right, he has a son with a girl, a woman, and he went to go pick up his son. And I guess there was an agreement that, he'd take his stepdaughter or whatever too. So he took her back to his girlfriend's apartment. He took the kids there, and I don't know, somewhere along the lines, he snuck Breasia Terrell, rest in peace, snuck her out of bed and into a car, and I don't know what he did. I don't know if it, but he ended up shooting her, killing her, and then he's still maintaining his innocence, which is ridiculous. There's so much evidence against the guy. People like this, I can't stand them. They're pieces of shit, in my personal opinion. Um, I'm pretty sure the rest of America feels that same way. I mean, just picture your daughter going somewhere for a sleepover and it's never coming home. You know what I'm saying? So, and then on top of it, the guy knowing exactly what happened and watching you search for your daughter everywhere, and then him actually going out with you, looking for your kid or whatever. So, I just wanted to spread some awareness. This guy right here, like I said, he was already sentenced, but he comes back for one last fucking hurrah to maintain his innocence. And also, he does a lot of victim blaming. Um, this is going to be a little bit long and drawn out, but I wanted to get the full what he fully said. I didn't want anything to be misinterpreted, so you can actually understand what type of people are out here. So just pay attention to his words. Hopefully, you enjoy the content. I'm probably going to be back later on with the Hank McCoy show. That's going to be a little bit more different content, but yeah, enjoy. Peace.
What are you supposed to do when you're told you can't even speak in court, especially when you see and know something ain't right? Logistically, it's like having a gag order, which prevents you from addressing the court with any of the issues. What if your issues are with the judge, the prosecutor, or the attorney? You are not allowed to put anything on record at any time of these issues during the court proceedings, unless it's asked the question of the judge, the prosecutor, or your attorney. What happened to the rights of freedom of speech if a person addressed a matter to the court in the proper proceedings? Even if it's in the same spectrum as if your attorney or your prosecutor are addressing the courts or any issues. Your Honor, may I speak to the courts? There are so many various issues people might have at different times of the court proceeding. I believe these issues could be, I believe if these issues could be resolved between client and counsel, then there wouldn't be a problem. But that's not always the case. I'm only going to speak right now because this is my only opportunity to address the court during the closing of this trial, which is kind of too late for me. Even if you do ask your attorney to ask certain questions, sometimes things don't get done. I have a speech that I would like to address the courts with if the judge allowed me the opportunity to say the following. Let me address the facts about everything regarding my case. First, I want to know if I can quote case numbers or just saying the same, either or would be fine to me. Where is the justice in the judicial system, and how do you beat a system that is against you that's not playing fair? When I was in Clinton County Jail, I remember two detectives coming to charge me with this case. I remember the female detective saying, we're going to make you look like a monster when this is over. That statement was made during my initial report. Who is they? That's the $1 million question that will arise a little later further in this reading. I'm only going to speak facts. To be honest, I was already found guilty before this case and trial already began. I can see it as racial profiling behind my background. I'm saying this because how everything played out from the beginning all the way up to now. I contemplated over the moves that the state used to hinder my career to fit their benefits. First, they blast my name widespread coverage negatively nonstop on the news, in the papers, and all over social media, and even on posters. This made me vulnerable towards animosity towards the public and guaranteed people to have a bad image of me in their thoughts. So if I chose a jury trial, this pretty much polluted their thoughts about the type of person they wanted to image me as. And all this went global for their support. Now I'm guaranteed not to get a fair jury selection for trial, and even if I chose a bench trial, it would be sealed with a guilty verdict. So where is the equal liberty and justice in the system when you're being railroaded? By the police, the detectives, and others working hand in hand. It really don't take no rocket scientists to see through this magnetic picture. Through these series of events, I know I've been railroaded, so either way, the state had the odds in their favor. The state produced 900 exhibits offered into evidence. I can honestly say I've only seen 35 exhibits before this trial, but I was given 665 exhibits during trial to have for my record. I never had the opportunity to look over 90% of any of this preparation for trial, but this includes footages as well. So this is what the courts had to offer me. All this was new to me during trial, but I believe the 700 exhibits offered was the shortcut. I believe there are others that the state didn't provide, allowing the definitive preparation for trial by deception or by deception. So once again, where is the equal injustice in the judicial system when you're told you can't speak, especially when you see the state ain't playing fair?
Wow. Listen to this man cry. Shit's crazy, man. Can't even stand up and fucking admit to what he did. You know what I'm saying? With all the fucking compelling, overwhelming evidence. Um, that first little part, you can hear him blame fucking, you know, he's pulling the race card. You understand? He's saying, oh, the injustices and, this county and this and that. And, you know, they've been known to, target black people. And because I'm black and this and that, like, fir- first of all, like, as a black man watching that, you just made us all look stupid. You understand? So that race card shit, you just, you kind of, that's kind of out the window. Secondly, the girl that you killed was black. The girl that you fucking killed was black. So I don't see how you could even think that this was like, maybe if you would have you killed a little white girl or something, or they could have fucking John Coffey'd you and shit or whatever. Like what was that movie? The Green Mile and shit. Fucking, could have blamed you on some shit like that, maybe, but no, it's just not working. Not for me, at least not in this instance. You fucking killed a young innocent child. You have no fucking remorse, no regard. Um, Whatever the fuck you was going through with your baby's mother, it seemed like she was a decent person. I don't know, her background or anything like that. I mean, it, from what I was, gathering, she was just working and all that and whatever, you know what I'm saying? But you killed her daughter, you know what I'm saying? And in the presence, right, of your son, okay, because the son seen uh, a lot of things too, right? He's seen him take her out of the bed. You know what I'm saying? You seen all of that. You know what I'm saying? And so then Henry Dinkins' current girlfriend, she seen it too. You know what I'm saying? Like she woke up, seen it, some little bit of commotion or whatever. Looked outside, see them uh, with her standing outside the car. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, um, this is gonna be a little drawn out, like I said, but I wanted to put this out the other day, but I just didn't have the time. I got the time today, so bear with me.
I do remember being transferred from Davenport to Clinton County Jail behind the bad publicized coverage. I remember a couple things taking place while I was being there. First, I asked for a change of venue behind the negative news. I also made the comment, man, they're never going to find her because it's been quite some time. As the time progressed, that even made it even slimmer. I also was going to represent myself because all the attorneys that the state was providing wasn't doing nothing in my case. So I just wasn't about to do nothing as well. So I at least was going to try to attempt pro se. When I seen the judge, he made the comment saying, I have no problem opposing this time on you. You need to reconsider your decision because you're facing some real serious charges. When I seen the look in the judge's eyes, I knew then I had to get a jury trial. But through the news press, through the news coverage and the news confirming his victim, I know I had to get a jury trial, but through the news press coverage confirming his verdict with the high profile in this murder case. So my chances of winning even with a jury trial was slim, and if you don't have the right attorney, it's even slimmer. I was told by a birdie that if you have this case heard in any remote area where this is being televised, you would be found guilty, and this was by the state's own officials that uphold the laws. So once again, where is the equal liberty and justice for the system for all? This racism do run deep in the Iowa system for people of color, which I'm not only talking blacks. I know whites also have the same problem as well, but it's more common for the people for men of color. But the profile racism I'm dealing with is behind my background. And almost 75% of their news coverage, they mention my background or something in regards of that nature. If I didn't have that, I would have never got charged. When I was in Marshall County, before this trial began, here they go again, sliding negative news coverage of my background a week or so before my jury selection is about to begin. I said something to my attorney, which all he said was there's nothing we can do about that. I made my mind up that if they're not going to play fair and I can't get a fair jury selection, I should just take my case back to Davenport. Once I was transferred to Cedar Rapids County Jail, before my trial, the day of my trial, here they was again mentioning my name on the news again. I really don't know a lot about the laws, but I know enough when I see a lot of my constitutional rights being violated. From the beginning up to now. Through this racial profile, the state and others have shown ambiguous behaviors that sought constantly through these wrong lines. But what can you do when you're told you're not allowed to speak? I can only play with what's provided by the courts and the state's rules. Me and my family tried to contact my attorney on several different occasions, which I was told that he was working on the other client's case. To you, Judge Latham, you handpicked my attorney. I went through 3 different attorneys, but the handpicked one was my last option. I'm not going to bash my counsel because I know he personally did more than the Davenport public pretenders. But I know he overlooked some things in my case. I'm not quite understanding how I wasn't given 665 exhibits or seen any footages before this trial. He did make me believe he was going to raise these issues, but I never seen nothing come forward.
He fucking he blames everybody but himself. You see, guys like this, man, they're always gonna fucking blame someone else but themselves. They're fucking sneaky, slick ass fucking dudes, fast talkers and shit. Yeah, as you can see, he went from saying it was a race thing, right? And then also saying that, it's a problem in this county, even white people are getting uh, falsely accused and stuff like that. So he's just killing his whole argument, his own argument of it being a race thing. He just killed it right there again. And then, you see him, he just doesn't take any responsibility for anything, man. All the way through the end of this, he doesn't. You know what I mean? There's fucking um three more parts of this. I want you to hear it and pay attention to what he says, man, because it's important, to study the psychology of people like this because we have people like this walking around everyday life. They're at work. They're fucking, they're in the grocery store. They're fucking wherever you're at. That's where they are. Just because they're not killing anyone at that particular moment doesn't mean that they haven't before or are contemplating on doing it in the future. You understand? So people like this, they're really dangerous. Um, uh, he's clearly a sociopath. Yeah, I mean, he really he doesn't accept any responsibility. He blames everybody, the courts, everything. So it's fucking insane. But yeah, let me run these next three parts and hopefully you get something out of this. Thanks for staying solid. Thank you for fucking pulling up and checking out the video. Like, share, subscribe.
I've asked several times, but was told you have nothing to worry about. I was being bamboozled by the blind side, while nothing was being introduced or brought to the surface. I really don't know if this would have made a difference because the judge was just looking for any reasons to get this verdict. I can truly say after hearing the judge's remark and while I was in Clinton and Cedar Rapids, the judge's demeanor spoke real clear to me of the courts, which made me realize that I never had a chance to win from the beginning. So once again, where is the justice in the judicial system when you see the judge in his own personal emotion, then you hear the judge say that everything you made everything made against you, he find credible, then tell you everything you said is a lie and untruthful, even when they know you know they lied. I do understand the power of the pen, especially when the power of authority is being abused behind watchful seers. I do wish situations were different, but the state has played dirty when they know they didn't have anything on me while I was their easiest target behind my background. I would have to say this is overwhelming, but I have to stay focused and grounded. I have more hurdles that I have to jump through, but I have to take things one step at a time. For those who believe this fight is over, guess what? Through my resilience, you will see me at the next checkpoint, God willing. My main focus is getting back home, but where is home after all this? Where is home? But right now, I have to stay focused on what's more important. I'm only able to play with what's provided by help from those who are watchful seers as well. I know the court has played unfair towards me. I played this scenario numerous times in my head trying to figure this out, but I keep coming up with the same answer. You never had a chance from the beginning. So I say this to you, Judge Reagan. What if you would have found me? What if you wouldn't have never found me guilty and found me innocent? What would have been the outcome from their perspective? Everybody have to report to somebody, but God the trial. I know I was given 665 because I counted them, which I've already had 35 before this trial, and which gives me 700 in total.
Whatever the fuck that last shit he was saying, it don't even fucking matter. Again, he's still up in there blaming everyone but himself, blaming the courts and shit. Fucking, and then he's trying to act like he's saying he forgives people for telling lies on him and shit. Like, it's like, dog, like you fucking the evidence shows it. Like you did it, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, just fucking accept it. He's just not willing to accept the fact that fucking he did that shit. Like, and there's still no real explanation as to why he fucking did it too. On top of it, like Shit's fucking crazy, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Straight out of the content sector, baby. That's what we're doing over here. Straight content. You got content? Hit me up, man. All right, so there's three more parts left to excuse me, two more parts left to this. Um they're both 4.5 minutes, so bear with me. I'm sorry.
Except for the ones I gave my attorney when the state moved them exhibits to move things into mobile to fit their exhibits. I need that letter back, Chad, if you don't mind. The one that I gave you pertaining to Aisha. If I had 120 footage of video with 80% showing nothing, I can make a story up about any vehicle or make anything appear where I want it to be, especially if I'm able to take what I want to produce and the rest of it produce the rest where let's see, my bad. First here if I don't want okay, and not produce the rest where nothing else is being presented but what I want the world to see. I know that they didn't give my attorney that information as well. I'm the one who said that I went to the cook shop, which was used against me. I'm the one who said that me and my son stopped by the mobile, which was used against me. If I would have got on the stand, you would have probably found a reason to use that against me as well. The only reason why you didn't use my son's statements saying he seen me kill his sister, it would have made every lie truthful. It would have made everybody's lies untruthful, which you couldn't have that. So I say once again, where is the justice and equal liberty in the system? Why wasn't Andrea's initial statement video played? They played mine, they played Aisha's, they played DL's, and they played Jared's. I know the state, I know and the state know that Andrea's initial video recording says something totally different. That's why they didn't show them contents or produce that video, which I'm not quite understanding why my counsel didn't bring that forward as well. I'm not even sure if he even had that information because I've never seen any footage of what the public saw during trial. I can speak for days about what happened, but since my attorney didn't bring up any issues on motions, what are my chances now? Even Jared's statement are twisted up. But like I said, anything the court can use to find his verdict guilty. There it is right there in the eyes of the public, racial profiling. When I was giving them exhibits, I wrote the court during this trial saying with urgent attention, quoting case documents, law from the Iowa Law Book of Iowa Rules of Criminal Procedure, stating the following item in his reading, but once again it was overlooked by saying, I'm going to give both parties that information. You have to talk with your attorney. I know I'm not allowed to put case numbers, but I sent the statement of the following items of evidence in possession or control are necessary for preparation for the defendant to inspect copies, photos, or exhibits that the state intend to offer into evidence at trial or belonging to the defendant. From the law book, I sent consequences of failure to make disclosure of discovery, failure to disclose supplements or of early responders to admit, failure to disclose or supply them. If a party fails to provide information or identify a witness as required by Rule 1.5, the party is not allowed to use that information or witness to supply evidence on a motion or at a hearing or at a trial, unless the failure was substantially justified or harmless. It also says in disclosure of expert testimony. If a party must disclose to the other party of any witness, it is also expert testimony. A party must disclose to the other party identity of any witness the party may use at trial to present evidence under rules of evidence.
So I don't know if anyone's ever been to jail or prison, whatever, but it seems like whenever they go in there, they somehow miraculously turn into a fucking attorney, and then they start spitting case law and all that shit, trying to compare their cases to fucking other cases with different circumstances, different evidence, and things of that nature. That's fucking hilarious, man. Like, don't listen to, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, right? I seen like maybe one or two jailhouse lawyers actually knew what they were doing, but you can't just be playing around with your case like that. And clearly, he's just a fucking dumb idiot or whatever. Because if he was smart, he never would have even did what he did. And he gets what he gets, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, that part right there was him spitting a bunch of case law and shit, which doesn't even matter. It doesn't take away the fact that he fucking brought his baby's mother's daughter to his house, right? To his house that he's staying at, which is actually his girlfriend, Andrea. Okay. It's her house. Okay. So he brings his son and his baby's mother's daughter to Andrea's house for a sleepover, and then ends up taking his baby's mother's daughter out in the middle of the night somewhere. I don't know what he did. I don't know. But yeah, this is gonna be the last part right here. I'm gonna run for you, and hope you enjoy this last part, man. Thanks for bearing with me.
Saying any exhibits that will be used to summarize or support the opinion are also same grounds for vacating or modifying judgment and material evidence newly discovered which could not be reasonably diligently have been discovered and produced at trial with official comments and accurate 1943 federal practice. I'm only able to do what I can just to be rejected or overlooked once again by everybody. When you ask your counsel when will certain things be brought up and he tells you through other witness, but it's misleading of your counsel when he knows that the state is going to rest and there is no more witness to raise the issue, but he tells you different. But you are not allowed to speak on trial. My dearest son, you know I love you with all my heart. I know everybody distorted your thoughts where you're trying to figure things out in your own head. I'm sorry that you had to deal with all this abuse from those who made you lie about all these stories. I know you remember me, you and Bree counting money on the mattress up to $2,000. I was so proud of you because you was a fast learner. I know you are mad because you believe I lost your sister, but guess what? Your dad ain't mad at you behind the lies. I love you more than the lies. I know one day you will tell the truth, but even if you don't, I'll still love you regardless. Ms. Culberson, I also respect your initial report and your deposition, but somewhere along this course, your whole story changed like 360. I'm not sure what took place or what type of situation you might be in, but something made you spiral from out of the normal. You know I've never been violent towards you or showed any aggression to my family, and I'll leave it at that. Aisha, you said something in your deposition that caught my attention. You said you wrote me 15 letters from the beginning of this case. Well, it's sad to say, but I believe I might have only got 2 letters that slipped through the crack that they didn't catch. I know you remember because you kept asking me who is this. I never said who I was. I even text your mom number as well. I will have to say your initial and depositions are totally different from your trial, straight the opposite, which I wasn't in any shape prepared in addition for this trial. My resilience will continue to keep me focused and peaceful during these hard moments. I do have determination that through these challenges, I believe in the very definition of faith. My faith ignites hope in my heart to over to overcome these trials and tribulations. Right now, I'm the underdog rising through these misfortunes. I have to stay strong through this predicament. My God taught me failure isn't final. Your fight is only over when you throw in the towel. What initiate champions? The Almighty. My endurance is built strong like never before.
His son who had to witness all that and had to be in the middle of that. I feel sorry for the baby's mother who thought, who needed a break because she was just working or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And she needed a break, Breasia, um, because she was working a second job or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's messed up, man. It's too bad. Uh, I feel sorry for the family, man. And this guy, he doesn't accept any responsibility. Like I could just picture myself being in prison and watching this story on the news and looking at everybody around me, the guys that I fuck with or whatever, and us just plotting on the minute that he steps foot into the compound and what we could get off of him. Like that guy would have to definitely pay to come outside of his cell for rec. You know what I'm saying? Like so they definitely be he'd probably definitely in PC, definitely. Like he couldn't just be walking around any blocks just like that. Like that's crazy. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed Hank McCoy news. Stay tuned. We got more content coming from the content sector. Peace.